What's up, guys? Good morning. It is just woke up and it is May 3rd. We're going to go over what sold on May 2nd. Uh, Obviously, yesterday for me right now. So, what I always do is I'll get up in the morning and I'll go over this spreadsheet right here. This is my admin work, as you see, and then I go through every day. I'll go through this right here. And I go, first things first, I go through Sellerboard. So we'll hop over here to Sellerboard and we'll see what sold. So as the title says, I made $104 yesterday. But what does that actually mean? Like profit wise and all that. So as you can see, the net profit after, this is what I'm actually gonna get paid out: 77.24. Gross profit 41.25, and then the net's 41.25. This is kind of just showing you, like, if I had expenses, what this would be. But I don't have any expenses for today. For yesterday, all of my tools have already come out and everything. So only thing that really comes out is the fees and the cost of goods for yesterday, which right here, what I always do is I'll take the title of this. It sold for $59 right here. You can see that the cost of goods, what I bought it for, was $28.59. That's the price plus shipping. And then takes out the Amazon fees. And then you can see the gross and net for this individual book right here, and then the estimated payout. So I'll take the title. Looks like my prep center will put the date right here. So it says 24. So I'm going to hop over to my 2024 spreadsheet. Click Control F. And then we're going to find where it is. So here's the product right here that sold. Inside out. Just double check. Inside out. Yep. So, oops. I'll throw in the date that it sold. 25/2/25. So my spreadsheet will take this add those two together. I don't know. It's early, guys. Anyways, it took 290 days for me to sell this book. And then I'll hop back over here. Go $59 for the sale price right here. And then for the proceeds, should probably just change that. But the proceeds is the estimated payout. So what I should be receiving once Amazon sends me the payout. Oh wait, what was it? $44.53. So we're gonna throw 44.53 on here. Oh wait. What the heck? Okay, so 44.53. My sell price just went away. $5.59 was the sell price. Oh, hold on. Here we go. 59 and then 44.53. Sorry, messed it up there. All right. So as you can see, we made a profit of $12.69. So that's going to be different from the profit of $15.94 on my spreadsheet, just because I'm taking out on my spreadsheet $2.25 for the prepping fee, which each book that gets prepped through my prep center gets a $2.25 charge to it. And then I also add $1 miscellaneous fee, just because you never know the cost that you're gonna add on to things. So I just throw on $1 just to be conservative for every book. That's different here because my expenses, like my prep center costs, will come out in my expenses. So it's gonna be this number minus the $2.25 and minus the $1. So that's why that number is just a little different. All right, we'll move on. Sustainable thinking. Wait, what was the date? It's 24. So bought it in June 24. or didn't buy it, but shipped it out in June 24. Once my prep center ships it out, it'll have that date right there. And I actually bought it on 6/01. So we sold it on 5/2/25. Took us 335 days to sell this book from the time that we bought it, which is a while. But we got a great return. We spent $7.40 on it, and the net profit is $25.31 for this one book. So this book made us a ton of money comparatively, ROI wise. Let's see, you can actually come over here and look, we made 342% ROI at 56% margins. That's a crazy return. All right, so we got our sales at 45 and 32.71 is the profit. Boom. So 22.06 on this. If you take out the prep C and the miscellaneous fee, it ends up being a 298% ROI, which is a crazy amount. So what I always like to do is whenever I sell a book, I kind of go in like, this book I probably won't track. It's still a great, return. I'm still making good money off of a $28 spend, but probably won't track this. This one is an amazing return, but it took, 335 days to sell. So it's like, do you want to track that? Is kind of up to you. I kind of go in here and I'll look a little bit deeper to see if I want to track a book like this. It might be one of those situations where so it barely sells. Very rarely does it sell. And looks like I picked it up like right around here for that super low price, and does not go that low very often. Or maybe it was back here. Man, when did I buy this? Let's see, June 1st, 2024. So we're looking at it was this price right here that we bought it at. Oh, I see it's right there. This first drop right here is probably wherever I bought it. So I got really lucky with that price. But it consistently stays up there, so I could track this like under $10. And if it ever gets below there again, swoop it up. Definitely not gonna hold my breath or anything for that one, because it might take a while for that to happen. All right, now we're done with the first part, the add seller board sales to the spreadsheet. So we've done with that. Everything's updated. Now we'll hop over to stranded inventory sales, or stranded inventory right now on Amazon. So right now I actually have quite a bit that's gonna be on there. Let's see, price alerts. So I've already got it bookmarked. My manage inventory is right here, but you can come here and then manage inventory. You see I have it bookmarked. You can bookmark it by clicking that if you're wanting to keep that up here. So I'll click here and manage all inventory, and then handle my stranded inventory. I'll click the price alerts here. This big number right here, search suppressed inactive, is mainly going to be a whole bunch of stuff that you've already sold. So I don't really mess with that. And then I'll come in here and try to handle these sometimes, but it's sometimes a little strange. But anyways, we'll come in here, we'll click price alert. This will pop up over here. And the reason why it's strange is because my other admin work I need to get done is I just had a shipment confirmed 2 days ago, yesterday, something like that. So what I need to do is go in and update all the COGS, all the SKUs, update the BQool, and update stranded inventory, as you can see. This is because my prep center prices everything when they list it at $199.99. So some books will get flagged right away and as a high pricing error. As you can see, they're all $199.99. My books will get flagged, and so I have to, go in and change these so their actual price, or at least somewhere around there. And then, oh, this book I've sold already, and I'm just kind of keeping it on there until the return window closes. That way I don't have any issues with that. So I'm not going to handle the stranded inventory section of this every day. I'm going to do that once I get to the shipment is confirmed. So we'll move on. Update eBay sales. We do have a couple of sales, but I'm not going to do that because this is Amazon Jones. We're not doing that on this channel. We are Amazon here. So anyways, we'll hop over to the Prep Center. So I have the Prep Center saved right here. So my Prep Center uses a Google Sheets to kind of handle everything. And what I'll do every day is I'll come in here and I'll look at what checked in, and it doesn't look like anything checked in yesterday. Maybe because, oh no, nothing really checked in yesterday. So, well, I guess it was Saturday. No, yesterday was Friday. Yeah, so yeah, we just didn't have anything check in. Okay, so we don't have anything to check in. All of these from the Central Virginia Prep, these just mean that we probably need to return most of these. Like this one was supposed to be a 2-volume set, and it's only has volume 2, which happens all the time. Is really annoying. But the rest of them are acceptable, and we have like water damage. Definitely want to send that in. We'll return that. We'll return that. We'll return all these. But I'm not going to quite do that yet because we don't really need to get into that right now. I'll come back later and handle that. So what we'll do is we'll hop down to after shipment is confirmed, and we'll update all of this real fast. Not real fast. This is the part that takes the longest. I've kind of gone over this before, but what I do is I'll hop into Seller Board. I'll do products and COGS, and I'll update the COGS, because the COGS, if you're doing the dashboard deal, what I was doing before is I would go to the dashboard, and then every time it sold, I would update the COGS. Well, that became an issue with my tax person because they couldn't really use what I had because there were so many zeros. There were so many books that didn't have their COGS in, so they couldn't really get a good grasp on what my inventory was worth. So now I always just go through every time a shipment is confirmed and add the COGS in myself. There are a few of these books, like you can see this book I bought back in 2023. The date's right here. 2023, 10/29, 2023. It's zeroed out, but that's because I use points to purchase this. So there are several books that don't have any point or any cost on them. So what I'll do right here, I'll just copy this, and as long as I had updated my spreadsheet every time I purchase something, I throw it on here. As long as I update it, whenever I do this, it'll pop up. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my SKU. I like to have my SKU on my spreadsheets because it narrows it down. For a lot of my books, I'll have like one. If I purchased a whole bunch of one book, one specific book, I'll have a whole bunch of different SKUs. So I'll put that SKU with that book and stuff. You can get it to where your prep center will do. Each book will have. It's like there will be a specific SKU for each book. Just haven't done that yet. I don't really know like what the benefit is to doing that. Besides like getting like one person it's easier for one person to buy you out. You know what I'm saying? If you have like 10, 20, 30 copies. But haven't done that yet. So next step, we got 2284. I'm going to take that. I'm going to put it in here. 2284. And that's all I got to do with that. So the cogs are good to go for there. I will hop over to Be Cool. Whoops. log on. I just like to update the Be Cool as I'm going. I could probably wait a little bit longer if I wanted to see where it's at, but it's just easier to handle it right now. That way I have it out the way. We'll paste that. Oh yeah, some of these I haven't quite figured out how to handle this part of it, but you can see this book that I just put the cogs in. It is stranded right now. So with the Be Cool, you're not going to be able to really find it. Yeah, no. You're not going to be able to really find it, unfortunately. Is this the... Yeah, that's the ASIN right here. So what we could do... I don't believe that this is going to work. I'm pretty sure I've already done this before. Yeah, no. So what you have to do pretty much, once this happens, we'll update the stranded inventory for this specific book. We'll hop in here and price it kind of high. That way you don't get it sold for too low of price. $22.84 is what we purchased it for. This is definitely a high school book, so I'm wanting to get it up here in that $50 range. So if I sold it for... Sold for 50, still pretty good return, almost 50%. Would probably like to get a couple more copies of that, but we'll put it at 50 and then we'll save it. There's not really anything else we can do because it takes a little bit of time to update, but at least that will come off of our stranded inventory. We have the cogs, and then once it pops off the stranded inventory, we'll hop over on Be Cool and we'll update that price. But for now, that's all we can do with this. And we have updated the cogs, we've added the SKU, haven't updated Be Cool, but we did update the stranded inventory. So that is as far as we can go with that book. So we'll move on to the next one. Right now what I'm doing is I'm looking at the SKUs, trying to find right here, this text where it says May 1st, 2025, and I know that this one is a book that doesn't have the cogs added yet. So I'll take the title, come over here, my 2025 spreadsheet, throw it in here, and there it is. So I'll hop back over here, grab the SKU, copy, throw the SKU in here. And the main reason I keep the SKUs is in case I need to do like what is that? Just other like Google spreadsheet work. Because if you ever try to like do some work with your Google spreadsheet and you're having struggles with it, it's because one book that has, you have one book that has several different SKUs, and that's really going to confuse some of your like the work that you're trying to do with with the Google spreadsheets. And it just makes it easier to narrow down a specific book whenever you're doing that. Wait, what was I doing? That's what I was doing. I was like, what am I doing? Talking too much, trying to figure out where I'm at. Parents, is this another one that's... Oh, wait, hold on. Open this up. Be Cool, they'll start with 20, and whenever that happens, it struggles. You gotta widen it open. That way you can find more of the books whenever you're searching for them. Unless this one is stranded too. Might be stranded. So let's hop over here. What in the world? It's not stranded. Helping Parents, it is 5/1/25. Maybe I need to grab a little bit more. Sometimes this search thing really frustrates me because it won't pick up things sometimes. Helping parents. No? Huh. Well, I don't know on that one. I'll have to come back to that one to see what's up. Let's see. Let's move on. Is this going to work? Yeah. See, that's how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to just find it right away. I don't know why that other one isn't on here. It's weird. Anyways, we'll move on from that. Go 2025. Do the same thing again. So we'll take the skew from here. Update that. And you can see why this is the most time-consuming process. Not only is it, you gotta throw the skew in, you gotta grab the cogs, throw the cogs in here, and update Be Cool, and update standard inventory. There's a lot you gotta do with this kind of section, but this is the part where you want to keep up to date. That way, everything else runs smoother. You're not having to update the cogs every time you sell a book. And it just makes things smoother for you going down longer than further on. So it's something that it's a pain, but you kind of have to do it in order to stay up to date with everything, at least, because it gets really annoying whenever you're like, oh crap, I forgot to do that. I forgot to update my Be Cool, so now my price is $199.99 right now. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do that all the time, remembering where to do everything. But all right, so now when we're gonna update Be Cool, I always hop over here to the page. I'll come down. For my maximum, I'm just gonna look at where it sold at the highest. So I think that this is okay. So it's sold. It's kind of going down. This doesn't seem like a great book. So this is definitely sometimes you don't make the best buys, but so this book, I don't know if I would have purchased it currently as I am now, but apparently in the past I thought that this was a purchase. So if you look at this book right here, this is an amazing book. I got it for, what was it, $14.09. Looks like it's sold for 48 at its highest. Yeah, it looks like 48 at its highest. So usually that's what I would do. I would just come over here to Be Cool, type in the highest at 48, and then to find the low, I would come into SellerAmp, and then I would throw in, let's see, what am I going to throw in here? Let's look at 30. What's 30 give us? So 30 is break even, so I don't want to do that. 35 is $5 profit. Don't really want to do that, but you kind of want to give the gap between this number and this number. You want to give it as much as you can. That way it has Be Cool has room to work. But 35 at $5 profit, 37% ROI, that's really low. I don't want to do it that low. So I'd probably put it at 40. It's not a very big gap, and I would like it to be bigger, but don't really want to sell it for less than 40 because that's right at $9 profit. And my SellerAmp is adding in the $2.25 of prep fee and the miscellaneous fee. So it is being pretty conservative with this number. If it sells really fast, then the miscellaneous fee, the dollar, is going to be less. It takes longer, it might be more. It just depends. Just because of storage fees and everything. That's the main thing that it's you just got to kind of think about. Oh, what's up, Josie? Josie, thanks for joining early in the morning. Shoot, you're in California. You're up early. But as I was saying, though, this book, if you come back here, though, and look at it, it's not really a great book. I probably shouldn't have went for this one, honestly. But it is what it is. Because, if you look back here, it's a great book going from here to here. Yeah, it really isn't a great... It's a good book from here to here, but it's not a great book from 2021 to 2023. It kind of stays low, but we'll see. Maybe it'll pay off. Maybe it's because I picked it up because of the competition, which FBM versus FBA, which isn't always the best practice. So maybe that was it right here. You can see if we click into here, the what do you call it? FBM sellers are kind of low. All of them are low, and then once it comes to FBA, it pops up. Does it? And FBA does have the buy box, so that's probably what my thinking was when I bought this book. But anyways, this book is done. Once I do this for my Be Cool, throw in the media, and then we're done with that book. Now we're moving on to the next. We'll do one more just to get a good repetition going. Throw it over here. And then we'll grab the SKU. This one is definitely looks like a college book. I went heavy on the college and high school books the last month. Thanks to Joji and Victor's classes. They are definitely helping me kind of see those a little bit better. Uh-oh. Let's see. Do I think that this one's going to be in the Stranded? It is in the Stranded. So, since in Stranded I can't update the Be Cool, so we'll come in here and we'll price it high like we did that last one. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely a high school book. So we'll price it at like what did we buy it for? 24. So we'll price it at 60 just to keep it up there and get it off the Stranded inventory list. Hopefully, there's a chance that the price that you set it at doesn't take it off of the Stranded inventory list, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so we've threw on the SKU. Oh wait, I don't think we did this. We got to take the cogs, throw it in here, paste, and then also, I mean, I haven't been doing this just because I'll update as many as I can before I do this, but I'll click save, and then those cogs are going to be locked in for Sellerboard, so you'll have all that. But as you see, it resets you, it makes you come back up, and then you got to find where you're at. So I just like to, at each page, I'll go down and update everything as it goes. But that is it. All right. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to go over my admin work schedule and stuff and, what sold and all that. Everything, all the tools are down in the description that I've used, except for Be Cool. Working on a affiliate link for them. But Sellerboard's down there if you want to check that out, and also SellerAmp is down there. Both of those are very important tools to me. I use them, obviously, as you can see, every day to kind of see where I'm going to price my stuff and what I made. Because without Sellerboard, I was always lost. I couldn't ever tell if I was making money or if I was what I was doing. I couldn't tell. And then I got Sellerboard, and now I'm on point. Now I know exactly where I'm at every single day, and it also shows me by the month as well. So it just keeps me honest with myself. I'm not lying to myself that, hey, I'm making sales, so I must be making money. Not always. You got to look at the profits and see where you're at. But thanks for watching, guys, and